All right, thanks everybody for coming. We're going to be starting in about 3 minutes. So sorry about the link confusion. We kind of goofed, but that's what we do. We goof and we fix it. So thanks for coming. We'll be back here in just a second. All right. Hi, everybody. This is Reagan. I hope you guys can hear me out there. Hope everybody's doing well. Today, we're going to talk about edible or credible. Is your online research up to par, or is it just monster fodder? So thank you for signing up. I'm Reagan Vinson, and got Chris Fleming and Jennifer Timasvari as well as my moderators. Thanks. Big shout out to you guys. Apologize about the late start there. Thanks to Chris, we're in business. So the reason that I chose this topic is to just, I know that as a teacher, a lot of times I'm not quite sure where to get a good resource. There's all kinds of stuff out there on Google and what have you, but I never quite know, it seems like, which places to go in order to get really good, credible research. So that's what we're going to talk today about. And I'm going to kind of take a 10,000 foot view and let you hash out the details on your own. And if you do have any feedback or you have a specific question, please do go ahead and type those in, and our moderators will get that to me, and I can tailor the presentation if you have a specific question. I'm going to start today with radcab.com. And we are, hopefully you're seeing radcab.com on your screen. So you should have that very momentarily. This is a website that I will be using. I have not used it yet with students, but I will be using it to show credibility. And so go back here. Hit it again. Hit share. Little technical difficulties here. Hopefully we can get it lined out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties here. I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen. I'm getting my screen, but I don't think you guys are getting it. So bear with us here. We'll figure this out. Thank you.
Back on.
Okay, guys, we're back. I apologize. So we're on the RadCab website. This is obviously RadCab, relevancy, appropriateness, detail, currency, authority, and bias is the kind of the 6 ways that they have broken down what you want a website or any resource really to be. There's also a good resource out there that I will mention. and it's on YouTube. It's called the CRAP method, actually, CRAAP. So students will get a really big kick out of that. But that one's a really good one as well. But I like this one, and I'll show you why. So when we look into the website itself, okay, am I good? Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to pull this up. Okay, so we can click on each one of these, relevancy, and it gives you a little explanation with keywords and phrases and focus questions. And the next term here is appropriateness. So obviously we want appropriate websites, and we don't want a website coming up that will cause problems in our classroom or cause the students to die out of laughter. Detail. How much do I need? What are the details? Are they useful? And you can see the other subtopics underneath here. I like that they included detail on here because, as you know, some of the websites are about 10 feet deep when we need them to go a lot deeper than that. So that's a good one to have. And then C stands for currency. How current is it? When was it? When was the web? Does the website even have a currency on it? Does it have a copyright date? Some of the, especially the questionable resources, don't even have a date on them. So that's something I tell my high school students, is that that's a really good way to know. And by the way, I usually have to kind of explain to the students that the best place, usually you've got tabs on your websites, and the best place to look for that is usually where it says just about. There's usually an about tab. Sometimes it's listed a little differently, but that's a good place to start. And then I have them look for, that's usually one of the first things I have them do, because you can narrow down websites pretty quickly, as you know, using that. Next one is authority. Who's the author? Is there bias? I teach forensic science. There's actually a lot of websites out there from schools that want you to enroll in their forensic science department. So it calls into question the authority of the information.
Please read some tutorials.
There's the North Garland football team going out to practice. Next is bias. So related to authority, but is there a bias? And that brings us to the end of it. I will say one of the things that I usually discuss, I make a pretty big point of this in my classes when we're talking about research, is that especially with the advent of all the databases and Google and Yahoo and everything else, it's not really any longer, in my opinion, appropriate to say, well, this is white, this is black, this is right, this is wrong. I teach my students that we're on a continuum. So if you want the absolute truth going in one direction, and I'll physically point to one direction of the classroom and say, if that was way over there, that would, I said, in my opinion, that would be Jesus Christ. And just because that's my religion and yours might be something different. But I say that's all the way on one side of the continuum. And then on the other end, we have untruth all the way on the other opposite side of that. And that might be, in my world, that might be Satan, and your belief may be something else. But we have all this medium ground. And so what I tell them that you need to do is try to, go towards truth a lot more than the untruths. And because some of the websites may be useful for giving you a link, for example, to something else that's very good. And so I kind of go into that with the students. Now let's go. Where's my Okay, and I'm going to try to show you guys the website that you can click on here that will, there's some pictures on here and some good information. Maybe it's under this. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay, well, I'm not finding it. There is some good information on here where you can contact the author and an evaluation tool as well.
When you put your mouse at the top of the screen on your screen over there, that's when the mute button appears. We're working on 2 separate screens right now. I'm going to switch over to Mac and Vehicle. And then right over there on your screen. There you go.
Yeah, so we're going to switch over to, so how do we find a good resource? So that's the question we're going to ask ourselves, and we're going to look at a really good one that is available to everyone in Garland, and it's called Mac and Via.
Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can figure out what's going on here.
We got to cancel.
Yep.
Okay, so we're back. We're live. So a good resource to use is going to be Mac and Via. Now, in order to get this, I'm on my iPad now, as you can see. If you do not have this installed, you can just use your app store and click in Mackin. It does have a CK, M-A-C-K-I-N, Via. And when you log in, if I can log out of this so I can show you that.
Maybe it's a light. It's the hamburger menu on the left.
See if I can figure this out, folks.
There you go. Maybe
Okay, I'll exit out. I want to show you because if you're like me, you need a step-by-step. So there's actually an account for each school. So when you click on school, if you type in North, for me, I will type in North Garland High School. And I have to fight with my typewriter here. So I'm going to type in North Garland, and it'll pull up on the pop-up menu. So I just pop that. It should pull up, and then I just hit log in. Now, this is super cool. You guys are going to like this. And let's see. I think I need to log in just as the regular login. You'll use your normal computer credentials that you use every day for your email or other apps. There you go. Okay, now we have all kinds of really cool resources. And this, when I first saw this, I really did get excited about this. I'm going to look at several different resources. And again, if you have a specific feedback or something you want to look at, please chat right now, and my moderators will get me that, and I will try to look it up for you. So the first one I'm going to look at is Britannica eStacks. So if I'm just going to click open. And by the way, I do believe this does work even if you don't have the app. It's just not as easy to use. And as you can see here, when I typed in to Britannica eStacks, you can change the subjects for collection or series. I just leave that on subjects. And I'm going to click my area, which is science. And it actually is broken down into earth science, life science, ecology, physical science, and so forth. I'm just going to click science. And a whole host of resources comes up. Now, I'm a biology guy, so I'm going to click on animal habitats. And there's this book by Julie Lundgren, and it's a digital ebook that you can read online or offline. And now, let's go back. Maybe, and this is good for all different levels, whether you teach pre-K or all the way up through high school and beyond. For some reason, you want Appaloosa horses, cheetahs, colores, you name it. Go to the top, and there is actually a search for title. So if you have a specific title you want to look for, and I went to a training on Saturday, and the lady was talking bad about where the red fern grows. So that's on the top of my mind, and I'm going to type that in, see if they have it. Search, and let's see. I have no idea if it's in here or not. Nope, doesn't look like it. But I did find the heart and blood in your body if you teach A&P. There you go. Let's go back. I'm just going to double click my home page and get my Mac and Via app, because that was Safari that I was just looking on. So now I'm on back on my Mac and Via, and you can see in the top left corner, you see the multicolored icon. That's how you know you're in there, and it says Welcome Reagan. That's my first name. Now go to bio is the next thing I wanted to point out. If I open bio, this is good for all different types of topics. And I'm actually, think I already have that popped up. Thomas Jefferson is in here. There's a really good video. There's videos in here, and there's also other resources that you can do. You can see there's a big deal on the presidential race right now. If I click on it, and then you can click on each candidate, and it's got quick facts and so forth. Go back. And here's my search bar right here. So Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Now I've got a mini biography, and it does have the, most of them have, you see the 148 there. That's the time of the video. And there's a mini biography here on the right, 417. These are nice sized chunks that you can actually use in class and then have enough time to talk about them afterwards. There's a good piece on Isaac Newton. There's even a piece on George W. Bush. There's so many resources here, it's hard to even mention. Now, one other resource. How do you get the mic? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, another thing that you can use is, and this I've used this quite a bit. If you look at, ooh, and I just closed out my app. So let me pull that back up. You can see my lovely sweetheart there. And I'm going to have to try to find Mac and Via. Sorry about that, folks. Just a second, I'll have it back up. Okay, I'm back, and I thought I would tell you a little hint in case you don't know. If you do want to, if you've lost where you've put something in a folder, if you drag from the top of your screen and down, it'll give you a search bar, and you can just type in that search bar. I accidentally closed out Mac and Via, so sorry about that. I'm gonna have to reopen it, but we're all good. I believe I've got you guys back now. All right, and so I'm gonna scroll through. The next thing I wanted to show you is Britannica Image Quest. And if I open that, now we have, as it says here, millions of rights cleared images from one trusted site. Click on that search bar and type in what you want. I'm going to type in something that we are studying in forensics, and it is sometimes very difficult to find resources for forensic science, and sometimes you guys have those topics that are really hard to find. But if I typed in search and seizure, well, I've got all these different images. There we go. U.S. Navy counter-piracy operations. Click on that one, the third one. Now I can add to my images, which will add that onto this website, or I can download it onto this device. I believe add to my images. I have to log in, and it will save that onto my Britannica website, which is good. But I could just download it, or I can email it. And these are things you can put into a PowerPoint, into a Keynote, anything you want. Create a poster. As long as you're using it for educational uses, you're good to go. Type in whatever resource you want there. Let's go back. Excuse me. I need a cough button on here. One other thing I want to show you is Discovery Education. This is a very good resource. And I'm signed in here. And this is one resource that I'm not as familiar with, but it is very rich, and there's lots of really nice content, as you can see. And I'm going to go to the top, and since we haven't done a whole lot of things that are English ELA type stuff, I'm just going to type in Shakespeare on my search bar. Okay, now we've got, it looks like a discussion board, or that might be a pin board. We've got video segment, several video segments. A long video. You see the time limit on the top left of your screen there, of each screen. And the grade levels are noted at the bottom left as well, so that's really nice. There's one here, performing Shakespeare on stage. It's good for K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, 9 to 12. So there you go. There you have it. You type on the professional learning tab at the top. There's a couple more resources I want to show you, so that you might want to try that one on your own. I don't have time to really show you that. We're going to go back to Mac and Via. And there's one at the very top, Academic One File. I'm going to open that up. This is a really good resource if you need something that is an authoritative periodical or scholarly journal. If you really want to make sure that you've got something that's really rock solid and that you want to show the kids, the students, this is a really good place to do it. And I have not looked at this yet, but I'm just going to type in hair evidence, because that's something that we talk about in forensic science. So kind of maybe a obscure topic. And there you go. I've already gotten several hits on that right there. So really, really good. Also, you can see the save icon. And it's got a filter on the right as well, which is very helpful because you can narrow it down according to subject, text, publication date, and so forth. Let's go back. There's one other thing and that is EasyBib. You have to. The one thing I don't like about this app is it does not load but just a few letters of the alphabet, just to save resources, but that's okay. It's a minor detail. EasyBib. If you're not familiar with EasyBib, I recommend that you get on there and play around with it. This is a very cool tool because it makes old school stuff look really bad, and the kids can type in a website. So just for kicks, type in radcab.com and then cite it. And it defaults to MLA 7. And the first one there is it. So I'm going to go cite this on that first tab. And there you go. And you have to enter a couple more pieces of information, but this is a really solid website and a tool for you. And I think you will really enjoy that. But I really, we got about one more minute here, and I just wanted to really encourage you. If you have not played around with Mac and Via, just play with it and see where it'll take you. I mean, I've only scratched the surface today, and there's so much stuff on here. It's really quite amazing, and your search tool is your friend. So, and there you go. I didn't even know they had an FBI, so that might be helpful for my class. Famous cases and criminals. So play around with it. I encourage you, and I hope that this has helped you to get your online research up to par, and that it won't be just monster fodder to be consumed or forgotten. Thank you so much for coming, and if you have any further chat that we can answer for you, please let me know. And we thank you very much. Make sure that you note the link to get your credit for your continuing ed. Thank you very much.